Would you like to ride your bike in Pokemon Sword and Shield on the water? That and more as we discuss the recent video that just came out from the Pokemon Company. So as many of you know, besides our two legendaries, Zacian and Zamazenta, I probably mispronounced that came out, they showed video evidence of you riding on your bike. And it's weird because you can actually ride on the water. So no surfing apparently in this game. Well, as it turns out, Rotom has invaded your Pokedex, which we know about from Sun and Moon. Well, Rotom now works as a phone for you, and there's pictures here of our main protagonists. What's interesting about it is that you can now attach your phone to your bicycle to generate electricity to speed your bike up, as they show in this picture. Or, in the video, they show you driving along a Milotic. Yes. It's great. In further news, they've also shown that the legendaries are hinting at its possible third form. You see the two legendaries stand side by side looking up into the air as the camera focuses, showing you something is coming, hinting at obviously the third legendary. But we don't know what it is, or do we? There's been many speculation going on, and I have an idea based off of it. And I'll put the link in the description. But a Reddit user who goes by the name of Chaos Command has an idea where Zacian, which sounds like cyan, refers to the color cyan. Zamazenta, which has a similar ring to magenta, represents the color magenta. And if you look at it, it deals with printing and how they do subtractive lighting to get red, blue, and green. Hence, a reference to the original games that started up Pokemon. They think that the third legendary is going to be based off of yellow, which is also used in printing to make colors. There also is another thing that they say in printing that's used is known as key, which is kind of a it's an artificial black, because the black that's made from those three combined is not necessarily true black. So, well, who knows? There might even be a fourth legendary in there. But as far as we know of, there's definitely something coming. We just don't know. But there is another theory going on about this unbreakable spear and the unbreakable shield based off of their Pokedex entries. Now, you got Zacian's Pokedex entry. It says, its shining blade can cut through anything. And Zamazenta's Pokedex entry says, its gleaming shield can turn back any attack. Now, this is in reference to a story about a merchant who has an unbreakable spear and an unbreakable shield. A traveler gets the rundown that they're both unbreakable. Well, he grabs the unbreakable spear and he says, what if I attack your unbreakable shield with my spear? What will happen? And that may be the premise of the game. I'm not 100% sure why they used wolves in Great Britain, other than wolves were kind of a menace. If you actually look back on the history, they're actually extinct apparently in England, based off of like looking up Wikipedia and stuff. It's kind of crazy. I didn't know that. Now, based off of their auras that they gave off, I'm assuming I can guess their typing, though. Now, they look like they're going to be steel types, period. I can guess off of the fact of it being a sword and a shield. Maybe it's fairy, I don't know. But the idea is that Zamazenta glows with kind of a reddish color, and so I'm assuming it will be a fire type, so a fire steel type. Whereas Zacian glows with a blue color, I'm assuming it will be a water steel type. And maybe the third legendary in the group will be electric steel, because it's going to be a yellow kind of glow. But who knows, we'll find out. So based off of the typing and the auras that are given off, and of the spear, the sword, the shield, all that, I believe that the next legendary is going to be referenced to the spear, and to kind of tie it together to England, or it'll be tied to maybe a crossbow or a bow, because it's something in the air or in the trees, as you can see. And it's going to be an electric steel type. It may be electric steel because there's these glowing beams of energy that come out of the wild areas where a new form of Pokemon can appear. Yes, Dynamax Pokemon. And it might tie in with the legendaries and how Dynamaxing works. Your Pokemon can grow to enormous sizes known as Dynomaxing using your Dynamax brand. Yes, it is a thing, but it is a little bit different than Mega Evolution. Dynamaxing only lasts for 3 turns, and it can only be used once per battle. And it can only be used in specific spots such as gyms and specified towns. And besides the gyms and towns, they'll also appear in the wild areas, where up to 4 people can jump together and battle giant Pokemon that stay Dynamax for the entire round. And they can fight to capture these Pokemon. It's such an awesome scene. It's not necessarily an entire evolution, but maybe it's a mechanic that's unique to the island of Galar, and maybe that's what makes them able to Dynamax. And it may have something to do with these purple lights that come out of the ground, especially if you look in the wild areas. Dynamaxing, from what I've seen, has different movesets. But they always start with max something, like max lightning or something of that nature. That's not the only thing that they described in Pokemon Sword and Shield. They even went over gyms, the champion, even our rival, and more. But we'll get into that in the next episode. Catch me there, okay?